Hi, Nigel here, and I want to take a bit of time in this video to talk about the cost of not communicating and what we can start to do about that. So for me, when we don't communicate in our organizations, in our personal relationships, there's always a consequence. And let me just give a couple of examples about how that might play out in the workplace, situations that I've seen. I was working with a senior team in an organization. They had an interim person in post. It wasn't working out, and they weren't saying anything to that person. And the consequence was a level of chaos in the senior team that then spread through the rest of the organization. Not a good thing. In another example, I was working with an IT team in a large organization, and we had a conversation about a huge project that they had been involved in. Many of them knew that the project was failing. Nobody said anything about it. The project got launched. It cost hundreds of thousands to rectify. And at a more personal level, when we don't communicate the stuff that's going on between us and our partners, our family, our friends, people then start imagining and wondering about what's happening, and it leads into all sorts of difficulties. So, what can we start to do about it? The first thing to do is to give yourself a bit of time. Take some time and notice the places where you might not be communicating. Perhaps where you're avoiding, or you haven't even thought about it, or perhaps you're a little bit scared about it. Just notice, perhaps jot some of those down. If there are 2 or 3 of them, make a note of it. Okay. When you've done that, again, take a little bit more time. Look at your list. Notice the thoughts that you have about those conversations. Notice the thought and the feelings that you have. And with each of those conversations, as you're having the thoughts and feelings, try and think a little bit about what is it you want from having that particular piece of communication. For some of you, it might be really useful to talk to another person, to have that conversation with somebody, so that you can really get clear your thoughts, your feelings, and what you want from the conversation. That's step 2. Step 3, again, all of this requires some time. Step 3 is prepare and strategize how you're going to start the conversation. Is it an email? Is it a face-to-face conversation? Is it very blunt and direct? Is it very cautious and quiet? But take some time to think your way into how are you best going to get the response that you are hoping for from starting that conversation. That's step 3. Step 4 is a short step. Do it. Take the action. So, I hope that's fairly straightforward. 4 steps. Notice the conversations you're not having. Think, feel, and plan what it is you're hoping to get from the conversation. Step 3, plan how to start the conversation. Step 4, get on with it, have the conversation. Good luck. If you want any help, if you want any support, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. That's it for today.